screens first. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Crystal H Technology Screens. We're going to have this painted up on a much larger screen very soon. Right now I'm just waiting for the service to get here. It was supposed to be here yesterday, but got delayed, so it'll be here tomorrow. All right, so let's see. So we're going to be showing off 2 demonstrations today. We're going to be doing one on Ultra Short though, because I get requests from those quite a bit, even though, like I said, this is the same technology as the Phoenix Silver. But the difference is it has a better contrast level, white levels, and so forth. But as I said before, you know, as I said before, we're going to have people asking for ultra short throw demonstrations, which we need to have too also, even though, like I said, it can do it, but we'll have to put those demonstrations in. So after this video is over, we got several sample sheets set up on the kitchen table for ultra short throw displays, and we'll be doing that one next. All right, so right now the screen is paint is available now. We do have it in a special, also 2 size. We have it in a 3-gallon size. Unfortunately, that is not available overseas. It's only available within the United States. As for everything else, from 1 quart to 2 quarts to 1 gallon to 2 gallons, they are available for overseas free shipping. So let's begin the demonstration first by taking our sample sheets we have, our high performance sample sheets. Versus our technology, showing you exactly where our technology lays at compared to the other high performance certified screens on the market. And keep in mind, this screen was actually made using a window curtain. So I'll show you the back of the screen. I got all my sample sheets here lined up, getting ready to do these demonstrations against the screen. So in the back of the screen, you'll see right there is the actual material before painted. And this is actually a window curtain that I picked up. There's my cat getting up. I told you every time I start speaking, my cat can be dead asleep somewhere, but the minute I start talking, he pops up. All right, so you can see right here, these are the drapes I used to have in the house. These are the exact same curtains. This was made using a basic, everyday $7 window curtain. That's it. Just to show you how easy it is to apply our technology just about everything. This is what we have now on the website. This is the 1 gallon, and then we have 1 quart. These are available up to 3 gallons. But 3 gallons only in the United States. If you're overseas, you can buy in 1 gallon or 2 gallons. We just don't ship the 3 gallons overseas because it gets a bit of expensive. We're paying for the shipping. It's all free. All right, so let's begin with some. First thing we're going to start off with is some of the certified screens first, long throw, and then after that, when this video is over, we're going to switch over to ultra short throw, which I have an ultra short throw projector right there waiting on the floor right there. And we're going to be doing it with the ceiling light rejection by Elite Screens. There are 2, and their new one, which is the 3, which we got a few weeks ago. All right, so let me grab some sample sheets. So we're going to start off with the most expensive ones, which are the one. Supernova. Right. Here. These will be the 3 most expensive screens that I have in my collection. Which one is the DMP Supernova? These are all gunmetal screens. You can see very dark gunmetal technology screens. Most expensive one we have is I think right now would be the Parallax, if I'm saying it correctly, by Daylight Screens, which we know we're not saying it correctly at all. We all know that. That screen will cost you in the price range of anywhere between $4 to $5 grand for a 100-inch. This technology will paint up to a 130-inch screen. All right, so we're going to put this one right here. Matter of fact, we need to put this one in the middle. This one has a narrow viewing cone that pops up from time to time, so that one has to be in the middle. Next to that, we are going to place up DMP Supernova, which is the blade. I'm sorry, the Infinity. That's the Infinity. Infinity is actually darker than blade. This is about $5 grand. Next to that, there's a gunmetal screen. We're going to be putting up is the Dark Star 9 by Elite Screens. This screen right here would cost you around $3,000 for a 100-inch. These are all 100-inch onlys. So not going to be bouncing from 100-inch to 120-inch, same price range. You're going to be different with these particular screens. Our screens are the only ones that does that. And 2 of the screens are not ultra short throw compatible, which would be the DMP Supernova and the Dark Star 9 do not work with ultra short throw. So you will have to have a special screen for that also. All right, so let's come out of here. Let's go into our white levels real quick. White screen. Bouncing out of YouTube altogether. I guess she's going to have one of those days today. Let's push through. White screen. As for white screen, why would you bounce me completely out of an entire video selection to another option? I don't get that. But it's technology for you. All right, there's a white screen right there. And I explained before, when we do the demonstration, we always display our white levels. The screen's darker or lighter doesn't make a difference. You need to see exactly where the white levels lay. Also, too, it allows me to be able to see exactly which one of these screens are producing too high of a white level, which is very, very important, because if you don't produce a certain balance in white levels, that means everything else will suffer. Like this right, for instance. Red screen. Perfect example. So if you do not have, if your white levels are too high on your screen, it is a bad signal, because it basically clarifies that you cannot pick up color and you cannot pick up contrast. This is why you have to be in ambient light controlled environments. This is why projectors have to be calibrated. This is why you have to go through protocol. Let's take out real quick lighting in here. So this will be a long demonstration. We're going to have a lot on my plate today. Usually on stage, we're pretty busy. Take our lights out. Some people will say, well, look, Ken, lights are out, lights are on. Maybe that could be a problem. Nope, you'll get the same results. Same thing. Lights off, lights on. Those of you who have dedicated movie theaters, wake up call. You are not picking up what you think you're picking up off your projector. Blue screen. Same reaction with lights on, lights off, same thing. That's a wake up call right there. All right, let's go do a color change out real quick. Slow color change out. We need the 3 most expensive screens, ranging from $3,000 being the cheapest, highest being $5,000. Technology we're using costs our customers, and we have the prices right now. The prices, hey, madam, what are you doing? Get away from that. Told you. Every time I do a video, every single time. But anyway, prices, I said madam, that's when I thought the cat was a female. Prices range from these higher end screens, or range from anywhere from $3,000 all the way up to about $5,000. Our technology will cost our customers around $100. I think it's on, what we marked it at? I think it's $196 we marked it at. $196 that paints up to a 130-inch screen. And this is painted again on a window curtain. To show you that we don't have to have any form of high professional ambient light rejection surface or none of that nonsense. We can just go out and just get any surface we want and convert it into this. All right, let's come out of this real quick. Let's go into some other colors real quick. Back it up. Go back to the swap out with lights out. It doesn't really make a difference. It's going to react the same. No matter what we throw at this, it's going to react the same. I had to do it for testing, and I had to do it to show my customers, because right now we just got an email a few minutes ago from Australia asking us about our screen paints, and we just sent them the video demonstrations for this technology right here. And right there, that's why you have to have these demonstrations. You have to have these tests so you can back your product up. Hey, good time for them to basically inquire about screen paint, because they just came in when the dark complete just came on the scene right now. So they're going to be able to use this or utilize this stuff on ultra short throw projectors. It's going to be absolutely crazy insane, because distance throw is not even there. And people have to understand, ultra short throw projectors, it's an easy projector to pick up on, because your distance throw isn't there. You're really right up on top of the screen. The only problem you have with ultra short throws is the angle game becomes an issue, which means the screen may have an issue with picking up an image on an angle, which our technology does not have that problem. See how the other screen turned dark right there? That's what I told you about, narrow viewing cone effect. That means the screen has that reflective surface. They put that reflective surface on the screen because usually if the screen is really, really dark, they know they're going to lose white levels. So they put a reflective surface on it to basically boost the white levels. Only problem is it has issues when it comes to narrow viewing combs. It has issues when it pulls contrast. It has issues when it pulls color because the screen is generating too much white light or not enough white light sometimes. And that's the narrow viewing comb effect. That's the DMP supernova. Now, as we start to turn, if you notice, the screen's going to get brighter. You have to be in line with the screen. That's why some people, back in the day when you set up a projector, your projector had to be in line with the screen, which means if it's a little bit over to the left or to the right, you would pick up the narrow viewing comb effect, which means your screen will start to turn dark on you as you start to turn around and look at it. Most of these screens sometimes are developed for dedicated movie theaters where everybody's going to be sitting like this, so you're not going to be leaning from the side. Usually most of the time that's what they're developed for. But so I think for that kind of money, I would hopefully be able to have a screen I can view at an angle. Now keep in mind that DMP Supernova, if you wanted 180 inch of it, that's about 17, 18 grand. All right, come out of here real quick. This is a 24-hour black screen. Let's see what happens. So all that projector right now is producing a black screen toward the screen that you're seeing right now. The only screen it's picking up is ours. Lights on. Back it up a little bit. See? Can't see color. This is why you're given protocol. You're given basic protocol. Every time you buy one of these screens, they'll tell you all this stuff, optimized using pleasure. You have to have the projector so many feet back, has to be mounted on a certain angle, the way it has to come down. You have to use an ambient light control environment. Your projector has to be calibrated. That's basically them telling you that our stuff don't work right. That's it. So they'll take the shortcomings of what the projectors can't do and try to put that into a form of protocol instructions to show you this is why, this is what you're doing wrong, and this is why your image is not coming up. When all the while that there's nothing wrong with the projector, there's nothing wrong with the environment, it's something wrong with the screen. Because my screen's not having that problem. So if they were to come back and say, hey, Ken, you're wrong, you know, in your videos, well, if I'm wrong in my videos, how come my screen's not having that problem and yours is? I mean, I'm using the same projector in a demonstration, same environment. What's the difference? Only is I'm using my technology and using yours. So it should be an issue. All right, let's come out of here real quick. Let's go over to some greens. That white light, that's what I'm saying, that reflects the surface. Not a good idea. And yellows. You notice the screens remain the same color, right? We switch back over. The green remains the same color. Our screen is the only one that changes color. If the light's out, do the exact same thing. For those of you who've had dedicated theater setups. Oh, by the way, if you do have a dedicated theater setup, you do know that if you hit your projector, right, your projector hits your screen, that all that white light is going to push out everywhere. I wouldn't advise you using light screens and dedicated theater room setups because that's where the light pushes up to the ceiling, pushes out to the walls, and that's where you get that effect. All right. And you see it still reacts the same way. We'll go to yellow. Switch out of that one. And then we'll go back over to green. Same thing. Doesn't change. All right. So now let's go pick up some contrast levels right here. Let's go over to the star field demonstration. There's our star field demonstration, lights out. So just because you're in the dark, and you may have a projector with a high caliber contrast ratio, you can't see contrast. If I put just a little bit of light in the environment, your screen washes out. One of the hardest demonstrations for any screen to pull off is the star field. Either you pull contrast or you don't. The technology we're using uses a special kind of, we can't tell you what it is, but we call it contrast shifting technology. It allows the projector to be able to produce and see contrast levels even when screens are darker than the technology, to a certain degree. Their screens, not ours. Now, mind you, if I would have put this against a Black Phoenix, the screen would get crushed because the Black Phoenix can produce a 100% contrast. All right, let's go pick up some other contrast demonstrations real quick. Let's get this one right here. We got living room, spaceship. I like this right here. Now, this is going to be available today on our website with free worldwide shipping. Like I said, the only thing we can't ship over is the 3 gallons, but we can ship everything from 1 quart, 2 quarts, and the 2 gallons. Back on again. LG Beta Fish. And we'll let that run a bit. Made ready set from an ultra short throw setup. I think I'm gonna do it all in one video. I was gonna do it separately, but I think I'm gonna do it all in one video because I think it'll be a lot easier to just do this one and that one all at the same time. Got all the equipment over here anyway. Yeah, I'm gonna do it all in one video. I didn't have enough in the caption to put in. Like I said, when you do streams, they only give you 60. But when you do any recording, they give you 100. So I have to basically come out of this and re-put in ultra short throw because I want to add ultra short throw into this demonstration. And of course, as always, we thank our Lord and Savior for a wonderful day, allowing me and bless me to get up to see another beautiful brand new day, and to allow us to be able to experience new technology every day. Always giving us a blessing to be able to work with something new. I love this. I love this product. And mind you, I'm going to be using this product. This product is going on my retro gaming setup upstairs. I can't wait to start working on. Since all my projects are done and complete, or actually all my orders are out, we can start working on some of the projects we're working on right now. So my retro screen I'm designing is going to be a 4.3 92-inch motorized projection screen. It's going to have a bit of a retro kind of design to it. And I need a kind of retro color paint. I thought the dark, or the Phoenix Complete dark silver would be perfect because it gives that kind of old kind of CRT cabinet kind of monitor look to it. So that's what I was kind of reaching for. So let me get my ultra short throw samples out. So out of our collection, we are going to use it for ultra short throw. We got the ceiling and floor rejection by Elite Screens 1 and 2 right here. This is going to be for the next, when this video is done. We have their 3, which I'm thankful we go. I was trying to get that for a while. Right there, there's their 3 right there, brand new, spanking new. And by Vivistorm, because I've seen them tested their samples too. They have also to their own ultra short throw compatible screen. Also, we'll be doing those testing on also too in a few minutes. I'm going to show off our contrast levels on our screen versus 3 of the highest, most expensive screens I have on my list. Now, once we can get our hands on a black diamond sample sheet, which would be really nice, Screen Innovation, if you can hear me right now, I kind of been requesting that for quite a bit, and you have been ignoring me when I don't know why, but like I said, I will keep the demonstration fair, as always, like I'm doing right now, doing side-by-sides. Still waiting for that sample sheet. 7 and 8 state, that's all we're asking for. Nothing more, nothing less. Or maybe if you could throw maybe one of those ultra short throws in there too, I would like that too, because I would love to test against that also. But the professional is downstairs waiting, just to let you know. If you're interested, might want to send that over to us. It'll look real nice. Trying to get sample sheets for the big dog to go against the big dog to see exactly which screen is going to come out on top. Curious to see. Mind, the screen we had downstairs is only at 10% done. We left it at 10% done on purpose so we can see how that screen could advance over other screens at only 10%. It's not even fully done yet. But I'm just curious to see how it's going to react because I love Screen Innovation technology. I mean, I have some respect for their stuff. I do. But I need to see exactly who levels up. I think I called that dealership. I'm only going to call them twice. I called them twice. After that, they may consider that to be harassment. I'm just trying to do a basic side-by-side, that's all. I'm gonna leave my email at the bottom. Feel free to contact me. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We only have 2 more screens to go. We got XY, which I'm in communication with them right now on Facebook, and we need screen innovation. The last 2 screens we need. We don't have to have them, but it would be nice. And a bit of a wake-up call when it comes to the silver complete or dark silver complete. The technology is actually nearly the same color as the Cinema Grade 5D, the matinee black 0.9. Most of the screens out there that come in that mid color like this. And this technology is taking out a gunmetal screen easily. That's much darker than a Great Cinema 5D. What do you think that black screen is going to be able to do? And I think that's the problem. That's what they're looking at. They're seeing like, nope. I'm guaranteed to watch my demonstrations. I guarantee you bar none. I'm not talking about now. I'm guaranteed that after these videos are uploaded and they're floating around, I'm guaranteed they're watching them. If they didn't, they wouldn't know how to contact me like they did the last time. So imagine if you develop a technology that took you 11 years and somebody came along and did it in an hour. And they were able to not only do that to your screen, but every last screen that hit that screen. You think you would send over the sample sheets? I don't think you would. I can understand that part. But still, we need to see. We need to find out. I mean, heck, they could have something over there may beat one of my screens. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, it's the excitement. People understand it's the excitement of it all. You know what I mean? To know that it's not about winning or losing. It's the excitement of knowing and finding out. 4K demonstrations. And if they do have a technology over there that can take on one of my screens, then that means that gives me the ability to build something even stronger. Gives me a whole nother playing field to work on. This is how you learn from technology. Just seeing exactly how you can read information. This is why when I do these demonstrations, I always start off with the white levels first, because when I do that white level, it's very important because that allows me to see information that I need to see off the screen. There's certain things I'm looking for. So like I said, when people make, let's say when individuals, we don't mention their names anymore, when individuals make outlandish accusations that screens come up too dark, that'd be virtually impossible when all my demonstrations start off on white levels to begin with, because I need that in order to be able to read the other screens and see exactly how they're going to perform next to our technology. Have to start off with white levels first. That's how we know. If your screen pulls up that particular color, you're done in the water. You're not going to survive going next to one of these. I can even look at a video and look at your screen, and I can tell whether or not it's going to make it or not. There's a certain color I'm looking for. From what I already seen already, I'm not going to say much. I'm just saying it may not go too well for the other company. I mean, their concept in designing screens is completely off. Oh, it's so off. I have conversations with their sales rep, and I just don't say anything because I try to be quiet, and I try to basically act like I'm a noob. I don't know anything about screens. You got to come in half glass. But I'm like, wow, are you kidding me? Like half the stuff you're telling me, like my screens can already do already, and you haven't even reached that goal yet. You guys are still stuck in this protocol phase. And as long as you continue to be stuck in this protocol phase, our technology is going to dominate everything. This is a mid-level screen. This is what we call our white projection screen that's taken on 3 high-end certifieds on a window curtain. Just the way they go about developing this stuff is all wrong. It's all wrong. I don't care what kind of science they put behind it and how they explain it. It's wrong. Something ain't clicking right there. this dependency of having these high-end, insane projectors. Why are you using such a high? I can understand using a caliber projector like that because maybe you're advertising for the company. Maybe it's a you scratch my back, I scratch your back scenario. Maybe that could be it. But again, I mean, $50,000 projector on a screen. At what point you got to start thinking which one's doing all the work? Is it the screen or the projector? If I take the 50,000 away and I take a 720p, am I going to? Is it going to be the same or what? You know it's not going to be the same. How much of the improvement the other projector going to give over the other one? So I've heard, like I said, and I'm not going to say what company said it, but I've heard in the conversation with the company who said that the reason why they use, if you want to be to pull up, right, just explaining the projector I was telling them that I was using in my home, they were telling me that I had to buy a very high-end projector, and that very projector had to have some very, very, very serious contrast capabilities in order for them to pick up that certain black level, which is needed for the screen to produce that image. So in other words, I would have to spend a ton of money for an expensive projector in order to get certain contrast levels to pull up. That says a lot right there. So you just told me right from the door, if I drop you in a room with a 720p projector, I can pull a contrast, your screen won't be the lift. And then they go into the whole adjustment of ambient light. Well, you got a good projector, it's 5,000 lumens, but the ambient light you have in the environment may be too bright. You may have to bring that down a little bit. And you may think about getting some curtains to maybe control the lighting. Yeah, you start telling me stuff like that, automatically I know from the door you're not going to survive in here. And then if alone we take you outside, which we can't do because the screen's probably not designed for outside use. We only have one screen in that collection that we can use outside, which is a Yardmaster by Elite Screen. I made sure I grabbed one of those. And that's a white screen. One's white and one's silver. It's not going to withstand outside. Now, don't get me wrong, their screens work. I'm not saying they don't work. They do work against white screens, but not against us. And they can play all day with a white screen and show an improvement. Yeah, that's what they're designed to do. But you're coming against our technology? No, 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 no. You're not standing against us. We could dominate white screens and your technology at the same time. And offer the customer a price that they can afford. Which means you can't even come down on our capital, because if you try to come down on our capital, you would basically, your company would self-destruct. And it wouldn't. No way in the world you're going to sell a screen that's going for $10,000 and then drop all the way down to $200. That's going to cause a ripple effect in your finances. Can't do that. But we can. The darkest area that I have in the house would be the basement. So I'm going to set up a black wall down there, or white wall. We're going to do an all white wall downstairs. It's going to be like a setup piece. We're going to do an all white wall, and we're going to set it up, paint several screens on it, and I'm going to show you why you do not want to use. Well, number one, you don't want to use a gray or silver screen. Not even the Phoenix. The Phoenix Silver, you don't want to use that in a dedicated theater room. Don't. Because what's going to happen is when your projector hits that screen, that screen's going to be to collect some of the white light, but not all of it, because they're not dark. All that light is going to push up all around it, your ceiling, your walls, everything. Got to have darker screens to do that. That's what Screen Innovation was explaining in some of the demonstrations. When they had the screen come down and everything went dark in the room, they brought it right back up and everything went real bright. Yeah. White screen reflects so much light. I'll see people with amazing setups. They don't have a white or silver screen. They're like, why? You do know when you hit that with a projector, that thing's going to reflect white light all over your environment. What's the point of having your walls black if your screen is reflecting off light all over the place? You have dark screens for that.
Rapunzel was bored of waiting for a prince to come and save her, so she ordered a ladder with fire.
We're at 29. Lights on for this one. Yeah, we did the movie demonstration yesterday. That's a $5,000 screen sitting in the middle of that screen on a curtain. and that screen's producing better contrast. You can watch a movie. Your wife comes in, she wants to go read a book or look at a magazine, or your kids come in. You can have that in your environment. You can have that ultra short throw setup with all the lights on and the big screen, the whole 9 yards, without turning your house into a cave. Now we're at 29. When this is over, we're going to switch over to the ultra short throw. We're going to bring out those certified sample sheets. We're going to run it back again. Now, will this technology work on the Valva? Yeah, it will. It will work on the Valva projector and the Weevax. Do we suggest you do it? No, we don't suggest you do it. We just don't buy fake and knockoff projectors. I'm sorry, at the end of the day, that's what I consider them to be. It's just a more upgraded version of a fake and knockoff projector. You think that's a headache, man? Try reaching customers. I've been in their forum sites, and the complaints I've seen on those things are outlandish. They're crazy. Main one is customer support. They're trying to reach somebody for that projector. And any projector is going to sit there and lie about its specifications from the door is a projector you should not be going near. I would never understand. I hope they don't cheapen projectors down with that stupid pixel shifting technology. That stuff is such garbage, it's not even funny. It's such a cheap way for a company to basically belittle and take away from the consumer, to give them next to nothing but charge them a projector that's completely overpriced. You're going to charge me for a technology and claim it to be 4K when it's supposed to be tricking my eyes to make me believe that I'm seeing 4K? So what happens if I want to expand the picture way past 120 inches? So the projector is designed to do 150 inches, and the object of pixel shifting is to push the pixels closer together, so that way they become more tighter and more brighter. So how does that work if you try to expand the screen at 150 inches? Then what happens? Or it's going to generate new pixels to make up for the pixels that get lost when you're expanding the image? Yeah, okay, figure that one out. That's why I was having the conversation with the guy over on Val. Was it Val? Yeah, it was Val. Yeah. I was having the conversation with him on his actual page, talking to him about this. I'm like, how in the world are you doing this? If your projector, keep in mind, think about that. People don't think when they buy stuff. Think about it. You're claiming to use pixel shifting. Pixel shifting technology is old. You know how old pixel shifting technology is? It was out when the PS2 came out. That's how old it is. Because when the PS1 came out, they made the PS2 backwards compatible, and you could take the old games from the PS1 and put them on the PS2. But they had a mechanism on it that if you kept pressing X over and over and over again, you can actually smooth out your pixels, because you know what the pixels look like when Tomb Raider came out on the PS1. I mean, it's jagged as I don't know what, but at that particular time it was good. But anyway, that stuff has been around for like forever. They incorporate this nonsense into a projector and say, look, you're getting 4K resolution. You're not getting 4K resolution. They're just basically tricking you to make you think you're getting 4K. So they're taking the pixels and they're pushing them nice and tight together. It's the equivalent if you take a projector, you could do it at home. You take a projector and bring it all the way up on your screen. You'll notice that the picture will be sharper and brighter because the projector is sitting closer. And you go to pull it back and you'll see the image start to deteriorate. This actually works well if you do the demonstration on a projector that's 600 by 800 res. Something's really going to show a massive change as you move it back and forth. But the closer you are, the image is going to be brighter and sharper. The farther you are, the pixels are going to have to expand. And if they're going to have to expand it, you don't have enough in the count to expand in order to be able to pick up that nice fine-tuned image. Your picture quality is going to start to deteriorate, and it's going to get fuzzy and all that other weird stuff around the edges, and so it's going to look like when you look at the screen. Anyway, so what they're saying is, look, we got a projector here that pushes the pixels nice and tight together. Of course, if you can press anything on a 100-inch screen, it's going to come out looking nice. But anyway, compresses all the pictures together, pixels together, nice and tight. So that way, number one, you get a sharper, brighter image, as if your projector is sitting up on top of the screen, and the pixels are tied together to give you a more sharper, more vivid image. So what happens if you have to expand your screen? So say the screen is 150 inches. I'm pretty sure how the pixel shifting is not going to be working all that well if you go at 150 inches, which means now you're going to put stress on pixels that you don't even have to begin with. And in order to get that sharp, tight image that you pulled off at 100, you're not going to be able to maintain it at 150 inches, which is going to be virtually impossible unless the system has a generator in it to actually regenerate new pixels to make up for the ones that are actually being stressed out in the process of you pulling the screen apart. See? Simple. They don't expect people to ask questions like that. So keep in mind that the bigger you make the screen, the more those pixels are going to have to expand. This is where the screen door effect comes in. Because when you start off, you can't see it. But as the screen starts to expand, you start seeing the pixels start to expand bigger and bigger and bigger. And you start seeing the lines becoming more exposed, bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah. So how in the world are you going to pull that off at 150 inches if you're using pixel shifting technology? That's why every demonstration I've seen has only been maxed out at 120. And if your pixels start to shift and your images start to deteriorate, that means there could be a problem with, bottom line is colors may not come up correctly. issues with contrast, issues with the images, with the ambient light rejection, whatever the screen's having the ability to be able to pick up that ambient light rejection technology. All that nonsense could come into play. That's why when I watch these demonstrations. On top of that, that projector is nowhere near 5,000 lumens. I'm sorry, people. I don't care. That is not a 5,000 lumen projector. You have any idea how powerful I have a 5,000 lumen projector in the next room. That's 18 feet back. You walk in front of that thing, it's like walking in front of the sun. There's no way in the world that projector at ultra short throw sitting up on top of that screen, less than a foot, is 5,000 lumens. You would have to use lights in your living room. That thing would literally laminate your entire house. So not your house, but your living room. So no way in the world. Because from the demonstrations I have seen, the environments were dark. They were using ambient light controlled environments. How are you using the ambient light controlled environment on an ultra short throw that's less than a foot? That's 5,000 lumens. And here I am at 18 feet back at 5,000 lumens, and I can do that in a fully lit environment with no problem. Well, of course, the technology, of course. There you go. So basically pressing upon this guy over and over again about how the pixel shifting is not actual 4K, because if you go to the website says 4K. It doesn't give a resolution count on how many pixels it's using. Any other place you go to, like the ViewSonic PX747 or any one of those projectors, will display the pixel count. This one will not do it. It just clearly says 4K. So pressing on this over and over again finally breaks down and says it's a 1080p projector. Yes, it's basic native 1080p. So where are you getting 4K? But it does 4K images. Nah, I don't really think so. I think it just does 1080p. So you could have went out and got an Optima GT55 or 5600 ultra short throw projector, which would have gave you a native 1080p with a 20,000 to 1 contrast ratio. This projector is not even giving you the contrast ratio at all. That's another thing that comes up under NA, under their specifications, because they can't give out a proper contrast count on that projector. Garbage. And at the end of the day, I'm sorry, but that projector costs $3,100 when you could have got the Optima GT 5500 for anywhere between $1,300 to $1,400. Got to do your homework. Don't believe all that hype. They came on with that when the commercial came on Facebook. They kept boom, boom, showing this commercial, 4K, 150-inch, blah blah. Oh, come on. You're using pixel shifting. Pixel shifting is garbage. It is. You're not getting native 4K on pixel shifting. Sorry, it's not happening at all. You're not getting it. And that's what I've been noticing with some of the newer projectors. They've been doing it. Like ViewSonic's been doing some stuff too I didn't like. ViewSonic's 1080p projectors that are short throw is using something called a mid short throw. That is garbage. You know, mid short throw is like they're cutting the ability to be able to use short throw in half. So in order for you to get a 100-inch screen, you have to be 5 feet back. Are you kidding me? 5 feet back on my NEC upstairs, my screen is at 160 or 100. No, my screen's 155. But I can expand it if I use a zoom. I have to zoom in on that screen a little bit to fit. I can get up about 160, 180 at the most on that screen at 5 feet back. But the way they're making the lenses now on the 1080p versions of the ViewSonics, they're called a mid short throw, which means you get a 100-inch at 5 feet. That's garbage. But yeah, that's what they do. That's what companies do. Let's figure out new ways to cut back. So, you know, consumers ain't going to pick it up. The average consumer is going to come and answer all these questions, you know. That's like, you know, I'm friends with a professional mechanic. This guy can strip cars down and all this stuff. He's a gearhead from day one. And I used to love watching him walk into car dealerships and basically go pick out a car or buy a car that day. Or something he was picking up or something, whatever, for a showroom display, whatever. He'd go and buy a car. And the guy would talk to him like he was a complete idiot and didn't know this guy actually worked on cars. But I'm just saying that the dumb stuff that they add in there, the stuff that you should know automatically from the door that they never tell you about. Oops, I bumped the crap out of my projector. That they don't tell you about, that you should know about. Yeah, we got lens shift. What am I doing? What's this nonsense for? Duh. Support Bluetooth lens shift. All right, I want to do something really quick before we switch over. Yeah. I like to talk about projectors. I like to talk about the Lord. I like to talk about everything. Nej, kryssmaskinen till här. All right, so we're going to go over to real quick. A little fun here. Let's switch out. Because it's one of the things, anytime we develop any form of dark screen, whether it be black or whether it be this color, this is a dark, it's not as dark as a dark screen we develop in here, but it's dark. We have to do, these demonstrations are very important. These are white level demonstrations, which have to be done. On any time we develop a dark screen, you have to be at display white levels. We've had this conversation before about somebody else, but we're never going to see that's not going to happen. So we'll take our white levels here. We have a white screen. This is also by Vivistorm. Vivistorm's a white screen right there. I had this conversation about, you know, I love it when I go on Amazon. And Amazon has like all these different white projection screens, and each one's showing something different, like a family sitting there all watching TV together, or they're outside watching the game or something like that. And I'm like, that crap does not work that way at all, period. On no level whatsoever, it doesn't work that way. You can get the same results from a bed sheet, a lot of you not. And I've done that. Going on, I got in a bed sheet, white sheets of paper, you can tell one from the other. As a matter of fact, we got a 135-inch white elite screen around here somewhere. All right, this is also to Vivistorm. White screen. Hey, you're not getting anything different at all. They tell you this thing, oh, this screen has a higher white level than this one. It has a 2.0, it's a 0.1. It's all the same thing. Nothing different, nothing new. It's all the same thing. You can do the exact thing. If you're going to go white sheets, you're going to go with that white level, go and buy yourself a bed sheet. You're going to do the same thing. No difference. High octane white surfing. No. It's going to all do the same thing. So I'm going to do the same thing as you're watching me do right now. As I'm having the conversation and having this talking to you, it's all going to do the white thing. Everything white screens, they're doing the same thing. Do you see any difference between that one and that one at all, period? Is there a difference between that one and that one? Nope. Now, the only one I can say that I have seen a difference in, a little bit of a difference is the Elite screens. The Elite screens, they're 0.9. It does pull a slightly higher white level. It does. But still, all in all, it does the same thing as the rest of them do. So now we're showing you our white levels on our technology. This must be displayed. And then we have the 0.9, which is my favorite. This is my personal favorite. I love this one the most because it has such a high white gain to a 0.9. Isn't that beautiful? That is beautiful. You know, I tell people, you know, I understand my demonstrations take some time. They do. But this is your money. At the end of the day, it's your money. You're dying. You know, I can rush through this real quick. I can come on here and just show you a bunch of colors and turn the lights on and go, we're done. That's it. Look at the colors, we're done. Or I can sit here and I can explain the entire thing to you. You can get to understand exactly what you're getting, what you're buying, and next time you come across somebody who may be selling a product, you know what to look for and what you should be seeing in the demonstration. Let's go to those white levels first. White screen saver. Completely way off. I don't even know what that's going on with that one. Where's my YouTube at? Right there. There we go. White screens. Boom. Anytime we test out a dark formula, it has to go against a white level screen. That lets us know exactly where our white levels need to lay. Our white levels can't be too high and they can't be too dark. They have to be at a perfect balance. Red screen. There you go. Now you see where the Elite screens picking up a slightly better red level. It's not good, but it's still a much better and a little darker than the rest of these. That's a little more of a better screen than these are. Either way, at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to see color at all, period. You're not going to see color. You're not going to see contrast. You're not going to see anything at all, period. It's not going to come up at all. That's why I love it when you go on Amazon and they show you those demonstrations. The whole family sitting around watching TV. You know what I mean? Lights are on, it's nice and bright. You're outside watching the game. You're like, wow, that screen's gonna look just like that when I get it home. And then you go see the knockoff. Oh my goodness, the knockoff projector combo package. That's the worst of all things. And then you see the projector, like, oh man, like 6,000 lumens. 6,000 lumens. I had a customer who saw a projector, and it's not their fault. Like I said, they need to get rid of these projectors altogether. You saw a projector that was 6,000 lumens. And it was they only wanted like $500 for it. And that thing was small. Do you have any idea the size of a lamp that goes into a 6,000 lumen projector? I got a few upstairs. I got 7,500 upstairs. The lamps are massively huge. You're not sticking that in that bad boy at all, period. So this is 43. That's a 4,300 lumen projector. Look at the size of that thing. All right, so you're talking about, bottom line is, you're talking about a projector the size of a VCR tape that they're going to say is 6,000 lumens. It ain't even happening, Skippy. Not today and not on this planet or any other planet. It's not going to happen. So you got to watch out for stuff like that. That's why we have a list on our website. Go to our website, look at the list. These are the projectors we support. If it's not on there, we don't support it. Don't touch it. Don't go near it. But as I said before, I've seen people go out and they'll buy the screen. They'll get a white screen. They'll look on Amazon and go, oh, it looks just like that. That looks amazing. They'll get the screen, thinking they're going to get that same image. They'll go buy this projector, thinking it's going to be 6,000 lumens. It's going to be 4K. It's going to have all the bells and whistles and everything. And they get home and it looks like garbage. Then they contact us and say, I saw your demonstrations in a fully lit environment. I want the same thing. But you're going to have to scrap this out. You're going to take all this apart, get rid of that projector, send that back to the store. The white screen you can keep. You can paint over top of that. What's your price range? Just go through eBay. Just find your projector, set you up, get it done, and that's it. You have to spend a lot of money, but you got to be careful about them projectors that promise you things that they can't do. Let's go swap out. And white screens, I don't even know why they still develop white screens. White screens have been around since the silent era. You know how long the silent era has been out, but eventually they're still in circulation. Now, this is how the big companies make their money, because when they walk into an establishment majority, most of the people in there in that company is going to have white screens in there. And that's why I can understand why they test their stuff against white screens, because they can go into an establishment, you may have 20 white screens in there, and say, hey, look, this is my technology, this is how it looks on the white screen, this is the improvement I can show you. But also, on the other hand, we can go into your establishment where that same elite screen just came out of and just did a sale and say, hey, look, this is the elite screen, this is our technology next to elite screen, this is what we could do. There you go. Well, white screens don't pick up a jack. They don't. My projector is 4,300 lumens, 1920 by 1200. It's a Christie projector. You're not picking up jack at all. You can calibrate all you want. It ain't gonna do it good, and it's no good at all. Don't waste the time even calibrating. Don't even bother with it. Now, let me show you something real quick. While we're here, I'll show you something real quick. Okay, we're going to take in here Cinema Gray. This is the Cinema Gray 5D. This is usually what they lean toward, the Cinema Gray 5D. Now, you know the white screen's not going to pick up a jack. So what's the next thing you think? You think, let's go get me another darker screen. You get yourself a Cinema Gray 5D, right? We'll get that right there. We'll put that in. Let's see if we get because you want a better improvement than what you already have. So that's what we're going to do. You get Cinema Gray 5D, put that right there. Right? Okay. Now, say Cinema Gray 5D isn't doing it for you and you need something darker. You see what I'm getting at here? You need something darker now. Right? Now, mind you, as I'm telling you this, there are people out there that would tell you that a light gray screen is the only way to go. No, not true, not true, not true. Because if that was the case, then why would a elite screen even develop a screen that's dark to begin with? And these people are professional at their field. So why would you develop a dark gray screen if it wasn't necessary and the light gray screen could do all the work? Because the light gray screen can't do all the work. You have to have a dark gray screen to pull the contrast levels and pull the colors. We just need it. That's why OLED TVs are black and not gray. This is just the reason why. Now, we'll put this, let me see. We don't need all these white screens. We know how this one's going to react. Right the same way this way. So now you upgrade and you get yourself a Dark Star 9, right? Now, next to a white screen, which we have to do an all white screen, we have to take our screen out of the equation because our screen being there is basically going to overshadow the other screens, and therefore you won't be able to see what I'm talking about. So next time we do this demonstration, we will pick up a all white screen and do the demonstration so that way you get a better idea of what we're doing. So, what most people will do, they will get the white screen first, or if you have the money, they'll just go straight to the big boy screen. But most people get the white screen first. And with the white screen, they will see that the color is going to wash out. It's going to like garbage in the trash. Either they're going to buy our product and paint over it and save money, or they're going to go out and spend money for one of these high-end screens. So the next screen they'll probably go with, they'll probably skip the Cinema Gray because it's a gray screen. They'll probably go near the Cinema Gray 5D, most likely. As we go toward. Hey, what are you doing? Are you catcalling again? Get it out. I don't mind talking to the house. I don't mind, but not when I'm recording. I don't mind recording either, but sometimes you go a little too far with it. All right, so as I said before, that what they'll do is they'll actually stick to the white screen first. White screen's going to fail. They're going to go with the screen with the Cinema Grade 5D. Some people will call us, we paint over the screen, be done with it, saving some money. Other people will go out and buy the screen and end up paying $1,300 to $1,400 to find out they still got to go out and spend money for another darker screen, which they would have got from us to begin with if they went out and purchased from us, but they have to get a darker screen, where the cost them would be the Dark Star 9, because they're going to go back to the same dealership. That's another that's only $3,000 right there, just to end up with this. See? Now, mind you, over here we have white screen, white screen, white screen. We have the Cinema Gray 5D, which most people would upgrade to next, and then there's the Dark Star 9. So let me get this straight. You went out and had bought the white screen. That failed miserably. Then you went out and you bought a darker screen, which was going to give you better contrast. You bought this one right here, which is Cinema Gray 5D for 13 and 14. I'm sorry, for 13 and 1400 bucks, or maybe a little more than that, in that price range. And then because that wasn't giving you the color you really desired, but you were seeing an improvement, but you wanted more, you went toward the darker screen, which is the Dark Star 9. Which would show an advanced improvement on a white screen if our screen wasn't there. But since our technology is there, you can see where, bottom line, it doesn't make a difference what you choose. Our screen would be the dominant screen. All right, so let's remove these off real quick. We have to do that on an all-white screen. Now, like I said, not slandering any of these screens. They do their job when they're on a white screen. You will see an advancement when you're on a white screen. On our technology, you will not see an advancement because our screen is the dominant screen. Now, these are the white screens we're showing right now. Now, let's go over to, we know contrast is not going to pick up. Actually, we already know none of these screens are going to pick up a contrast level. But let's go over to Skyworth food demonstration. Now, the strong point of this technology is its white levels. But if you can't see contrast, you can't properly see color correctly. You can't see, and if your white levels are high, you're still washing out your color and you're washing out your contrast, which is going to cause your picture to actually degrade. It's going to degrade your image. And some people think if they go out and they get a more high-powered projector, like a 4300 lumen projector, that they're going to advance the picture quality. No, it's going to get much worse for you, buddy, because now you're actually adding more white light to the surface and you're washing out even faster. If you go with a lower lumen projector, then you don't have enough lumens in order to brighten the image to pull the image to begin with. So you're kind of like in that damned if you do and damned if you don't scenario. Same thing if you're dealing with a light gray screen. If it doesn't have our coding technology embedded into it, as the Phoenix does, because people say, oh, Bird, you have a silver screen. Yeah, we do have one. But we can show all contrast demonstrations next to these certified screens and show you the difference between the silver Phoenix and a dark gunmetal when it comes to a star field. Because that silver finish can pull a contrast level and can beat a gunmetal screen. Because it has our shifting technology embedded into it, as in my Lord and Savior. People say, you always say we. Who's we? You're the only person. Who is we? Me and God. When you heard me talk about we, me and God. That is my business partner. Well, actually, he's the boss. This is the same technology you're watching here on this dark screen, being able to blend in his white levels into the screen right here without becoming so dark that you can't recognize the screen. It's the same coding technology that we had with black screens. We can drop a formula in that to make those screens produce high-end white levels to blend into gray screens. Same technology applies to light gray screens. We have that too. We call it contrast shifting technology. It's a technology we developed to allow a light gray screen to pull a contrast level right next to a gunmetal screen. So with that kind of knowledge from God, we can control whatever we want. We can make dark screens produce higher white levels. We can make light screens produce higher contrast levels. It doesn't make a difference if it's ultra short throw. We're in a fully lit environment. If we're going against other forms of sample sheets, it doesn't make a difference. If we're inside, outside, it doesn't make a difference. Oh, you think I have so many screens in my house? I have screens throughout. The guy who came like, well, I got screens all over. Yeah, why not? I don't have to be subjected. Right now, I can watch TV right off my screen up the ceiling. I can sit and get me a bowl of cereal drop down to my recliner, and I can watch cartoons right off my ceiling with the lights on and read a book at the same time. How many people can tell you they can do that in a demonstration while showing off a projection screen? And do it with a projector that costs my customers nothing. Now, will the technology be equal to widescreen? It ain't gonna happen. Never gonna happen. Never gonna happen. Unless God makes it possible, but that's not gonna happen for right now. If anyone's out there trying to convince you that a gray screen or a screen of the caliber color we're using right now is going to be able to match the contrast levels of a black screen, ain't going to happen. If they're going to tell you it's going to match the same as a white screen, not going to happen. I have to go and have a breakfast. I want cornflakes. Yeah, I don't think cornflakes, frosted flakes, not cornflakes. I'm not putting anything down about cornflakes, but it ain't my thing. It's like the one box you'll find under someone's sink that has never been touched. Never. I think in a zombie. Oh my goodness! As a matter of fact, that is true. Yes, it's true. You ever played? I'm pretty sure you played the game Left 4 Dead. And I don't know if it was from the programmers or what, but every once in a while you run across a large box of freaking cornflakes. Like even in Apocalypse, no one would touch cornflakes. You ever play an Apocalypse game and just look into a vending machine and like, no one would eat this in Apocalypse. No one would eat that. I would think the one candy bar no one would eat, not to offend anybody, would be a Clark bar. Nah. I'd rather go toe to toe and hunt down a mutant rat before I go into a vending machine and get a Clark bar. I can't stand those things. LG snowboarding demonstration. Oh, wait till you paint the screen on the screen comes on. We're going to do a panel demonstration. It goes on like silk. It is beautiful to paint with. We're going to do a panel demonstration today. I figure we're going to paint today too. Gotta paint something jacked up. Something crazy. Wow! Wow! You want some cat treats? Come on, Tucker. Let's get some cat treats. Come on. Hello. Oh, let's get some cat treats. Come on. Cats don't give me. I can't find his cat treats. All right, let me see. Let's play this one right here. I'm gonna go find his cat treats real quick. All right, let's figure out where the treats come to. They gotta be. And you know what the fucking treats? They gotta be here. That's the one I can. There's nothing. Here we go, we found it. Turn it back. That's what you have with cat treats. Oh, man. Here you go. Nice. do some a little harder. J and K, 4K. When doing white screen, you got to do something a little harder than this. Let's go over here. We're going to blend into that anyway. That's going to blend. Watch. And the blues are not going to pick up. Because white screens can't see color. So none of that's going to play at all. So we know that's going to happen. Now because it's a mid-class, this is should be a mid-class product. Even though, like I said, it's performing on an amazing level, but even though it's a mid-class, the price is still going to be cheaper than the price that we have for the than the black or darker screens. We consider those to be the high-end screens. So this is our white level screens. These are considered to be our white projection screens. And the price is right cheap. And we have a new kit. It's actually 3 gallons because 2 gallons have been selling like crazy. So usually with the darker ones, they usually sell the fastest. Let's go over here and let's grab some white snow dogs. Now I gotta get on eBay and I gotta order my 4.3 92-inch screen so I can start hooking that up to progress. This is the paint I'm putting on it right here. Exactly the paint. This is perfect because it has that CRT kind of arcade kind of style look to it. I cannot wait. So you'll get a chance to see me do a panel demonstration with a motorized on this one. Matter of fact, we got 2 of them because I got one downstairs. The black and white, I'm going to convert that to something else. I haven't decided yet. But we're going to be using that for outside displays. What are you so angry about today? What are you so angry about? Taco. Come here, Taco. 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 Yeah, the toy like you have a hole in the head. And connect. You're stepping on cat toys. Let's go over to. We're done with this. Let's get to the ultra short throw. I'm dying to see the ultra short throw. Let's get this cracking on the ultra short throw. Let's do it real quick. White screens. Now you see what the white levels look like. That's why I said this is stuff you have to see. And you know, people are doing demonstrations out there and they're cutting corners on contrast levels and all other kinds of nonsense. No, you're not supposed to be doing it. Even though this is a small screen for me, because the small screen we have is a 50. The 50 got damaged yesterday. But this is a small screen for me. So if I'm going to display a screen for a test or whatever demonstration, this is the smallest we're going to get. That's it. Other than that, it's going to be jumped onto 100-inch regardless, because that's how we do it. We start up a small, we go from 100-inch. But you notice this screen's not tucked under a fireplace or where light can't get to it. It's out exposed. Much light hits the screen as possible. And if I'm going to show you contrast levels, I'm going to show you everything. I'm going to show you corner to corner so it fits the screen, not over splashing the screen so you can see what it looks like here. But what about the corners? I mean, how is that going to react? That's why I didn't like that demonstration, because when you over splash that screen like that, you need to see where the corners are going to come up. Maybe this area might come up good, but the rest of this could wash out because this could be closer to the light. And then having the screen so small, the screen's not being exposed to that much light. You're keeping it shadowed from all that light. So by tucking it under like that, you're kind of like protecting the screen. And you shouldn't do that. You need to see it from corner to corner. Because like I said, this part could come out nice, but these areas that are closer to the light could wash out. And that's what you need to see. And by doing that and doing that oversplash, you really can't make out where it ends and where it begins. And that's why I said, when you do demonstrations like that, I don't entertain you anymore, because that automatically lets you know from the door that you're a waste of my time. That's why. Should have did it right the first time. You had an opportunity. The screen was right there. Couldn't be 100-inch. And we're in the forum site, and the guy was like, "There's a screen literally right there." No, don't even entertain it. Don't entertain it. Don't even bother to entertain it. So cutting corners. When people cut corners, they're used to basically figuring out new ways to cut corners. Pretty sure if you're having a house constructed from the ground up, you want your contractors cutting corners on you? No, you don't want that. Unless you have electrical fire in your house, burn right to the ground. Because they decide they want to get the cheaper wire, which actually, wasn't that the Tower Inferno? That was a movie about the Tower Inferno. That was the Tower Inferno. I was watching that movie. But the contractor decided to use cheap wiring and the building burnt, literally almost burnt, killed a whole lot of people. You don't want to be cutting corners. Do it right the first time. You had to go back and do it again the second time. No? Put the hard work in. That's all. Ain't nothing wrong with a little hard work. Let me see if we can get you in here. You're gonna fit in here? You should fit in here. No, you're not gonna fit in there. Let me get you over here. Oh, you outlet on you. Oh, opposite way out. Ugh. Well, that's gonna fight 5 ways from Sunday. Let me see. This one work on there because it's disconnected our lights on there. Why do we put this at the bottom like this? This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen yet. Why? This is always put it at the bottom. All right, you know what? We got a long cord. Let's stretch it over here. I'll have to stretch it anyway. We should be good. Okie dokie. All right, let me make sure that I'm covered up real good because we don't want to see anything, and you don't want to see anything. I don't want to show anything. Just put it that way. All right, let's go from here. All right. Spiders will web anywhere. Well, as we can. All right, so we're going to be using, seriously, foot cramp. We're going to be using my electrical projector, my AC projector. Hopefully we can put it on this. We can hit the screen from here. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? That would be nice. Let's see if it works. This projector has a positioning bar in it, so it should be pretty easy to link it up to it. Put my sub right there. Now we can get rid of these because we can't use these screens. These screens are not ultra short throw compatible, which is a wake up call because if you have one of these screens, you can use an ultra short throw. You have to go out and buy a special screen for that. And that's going to cost you more money. And I'm pretty sure they're not going to go, oh, no, the Dark Star 9 is $3,000, but the ultra short throw is going to cost you $3,000. And that's not going to happen. Nope. Yeah, pay a little more. All right, let's see what we got to do here to get this popping and going. This is why the shift bar is very important on here. So we're going to our menu. Oh, wrong way. We're going to our menu. We are upside down on this. Why are we upside down? What are we using this for? They were upside down. Oh crap! I had this set up for a display. All right, I gotta go through the craziness for a bit because this was upside down. I gotta figure out where that's gonna be at that setting. Ceiling is like no. That wouldn't be that. That'd be a reset. There's an area in here that allows you to be able to change it, but it's not exactly under what you think it is. It's under something completely different. All right, so if this was upside down, that means we would have to read it. We're not going to be able to read it from there. That's only virtually impossible. Let me see. I'm not going to read it the other way out. Gotta get an idea where this thing's going to be at. I guess one thing I got to remind myself when I'm doing this to make sure that I put my projectors back to how I had them. I don't want to go through this nonsense. Got 43 left on the lamp, 34 left on the lamp. It ain't bad. All right, let's try it this way. Oh, what's that? No, that's not it. That's something else. Alright, so the source. We need to go over here, settings, maybe we got to open this section here. Let's bring it over to here. One thing, if you try to put it in the weirdest place in a menu, like the weirdest place you could possibly think of on a menu, let's stick it over there, where the person is going to go to the menu, won't bump into it. Once not blue moon, it's positioning. So we know what that is right there. I'm going to read the thing upside down in reverse. This is set up for the rear screen, which is my fault, which I should have did. Positioning is positioning. That's not it. It means we have to go up one. Oops, no, don't do that. Don't play this game today. Go over again. Alright, you're in there somewhere. It gets in reverse, that's all. I have to read you the other way out. Let's see. We know you're not in there. Let's go back up to source. Let's go back to source. Let's go back to picture. Picture's not going to do it. It's positioning. Not today, cat. Kind of working right now. Looks like going with shenanigans. I don't care. Whatever. Yeah. Let's hit info. Let's go to info. See if info is going to bring this up. We're going the opposite way, bird. No, we don't need to reset. Let's not reset. Let's go to info. Let's go to info. Go back here. That's audio. Let's go one up. There. Let me see. Oh, I hate going through this mess. Oh man, sorry people, this is one of the unfortunate things because Mr. Bird, when he was doing a rear projection demonstration, literally forgot to put the projector back in the position it was in. Which now has me on this road of, what the freak, man? Trying to put this thing back. Yeah, no one asked for your 2 cents, you crazy cat, you. How dare you? How dare you? Taco. Taco's funny. Taco is funny. This would be here. Like the display would be here, but it's not there. That's zoom. So that's not that. Oh man, I'm going to have to do this the hard way. Alright, because this is going to take forever. So literally, it's in here, but I have to figure out where it's at in here. And I know I'm staring at it, but the whole thing is in reverse. So I'm looking at this actually in reverse. So I'm trying to figure out where it would be at. Where it would be at. I know it's in here. Found you. I found it. I was looking at the whole entire time. Make sure I know where it's at in this spot right here. Okay, good. I found it. All right, so we have to go over to hit this, and we have to go over to, I think it's ceiling front. No, it's not ceiling front. It's desktop front. That's what it is. Bam, got it fixed. Yeah, that's something else. You try reading the projector while it's in reverse, upside down. You tell me how that one works out for you, Skippy. It's an interesting turn of events. But we got through it. We did it. Yeah. And then we go back. Let's go over to our settings. We're going to go over all the way back to menu. We got picture. We need to go down to picture. Just down the picture. We need to come over here. We need to go to our positioning bar. The first thing we need to go to our zoom. That's what we need to go to first. Let's go up to the top. Let's see if we can find our zoom. There's a digital zoom right there. Sit here, zoom. Let's go back a little bit. We gotta shrink this a bit. Where do we need to be at? Alright, that's not bad. Okay, good shot from digital zoom. Now we're gonna come out of, I don't know if you guys, oh shoot, can you see that? Okay, we probably can. Alright, now we're gonna come out of digital zoom and we're gonna go into positioning. This is where the positioning comes in handy. Now, as I told you before, that only 2 projectors under this model had that positioning bar. If you notice where half my projector is coming in, it's hitting the bottom half of the dresser or the little stand right here. We need to get this screen up there. So that's where the positioning bar comes in handy. If your projector doesn't have it on it, I would suggest I'm gonna put two model numbers at the bottom so we can get them at. All right, so we're gonna exit out of this real quick. We're gonna come back in and we're gonna go into our positioning bar. Which, sorry about that, we just zoomed out for a minute, but we're still good. We're still gonna zoom out. Let's go back up here. And let's go back. We gotta go down one. We gotta go over. We gotta go over, and we have to go down to picture, and then we should be hitting our positioning. There's our position at the bottom, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring it up, and then we can basically get it past the stand. I want to get as close to the ceiling as possible because they're talking about this. Their technology is supposed to be ceiling and light rejection. Let's bring it up. Bring it up, 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 up. There we go. So now we're in there. We're done. Cat watching you. Keep yourself out of trouble. There you go. That's what the positioning bar is gold. That's what you want. Now, two projectors have that model number. This is the projector ultra short that will cost you $125. I wouldn't pay $200 is the most I would pay for one. But anything's going higher than that, I wouldn't pay for it. This is ultra short though projector. Once I buy about 5 or 6 of these in the house, these projectors, like I said, I bought them from $60 all the way up to highest I spent was $180. They have two HDMI ports at 3600 lumens, which is actually really, really good for a projector of ultra short throw, and they look fantastic on our technology. And if you find those particular ones, which have the two model numbers, which I'll post below, those ones that comes with that positioning. And you don't have to raise your screen up and down. Wow. All right, so in this demonstration, we're going to be using our ultra short throw certified screens. Bam, I can't wait to do this. Now, like I said before, did I say it before? I don't know if I said before. Ken is having fun today. Sorry, but Ken is having fun today. I love doing testing. I love testing. We're not even doing testing because this stuff has already been tested. We're just displaying and having fun. We got the ultra short throw demonstration. It's the ultra short throw by Vivistorm right there. That's their light rejection screen. I'm going to put that one right here. Over here we have all three of them up there. Right there. There. We got ceiling and light rejection. Ceiling light rejection 3. For the screens. Oh, by the way, any white screen is ultra short throw compatible. It is. It's just not going to make a difference at all. We got to put that all the way down flat. I don't know what the price of what one of these screens costs. I got to go look online and see how much they cost, so we can get an idea of comparison. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a 100-inch for $200 something. I guarantee you, it's not going to be $200. So we already know that from the door. Yeah, that's right, Kitty. So you know darn well you're not going to get any one of these screens up here at 100-inch to paint 100-inch or 130-inch for under $250 or at $230. It's not going to happen. That's it, $239. We charge? I don't know. I'll figure it out what it was, but I know for a fact that it's going to be no. I forgot. This is a mid class. Mid classes run about it should be $197. So under $200, you're not going to get any of these screens at all. It's not going to happen. All right, so that right there is the what do we have on that one? We have the S3. Where's the other one at? We should have two. There's another one up here. One. All right, this is Sony. That's the Sony Light Rejection 3. This is 2 right here. Yeah, I just watch you run by 100 miles an hour. You get that's some galloping through the house. All right, so we got all certified screens now. All certified screens. Ultra short throw, big boys off. We're set up. Projector cost me $59. That's it. Let's go play. Let's go over into our YouTube.
Here's YouTube.
White screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
There's our white levels being displayed. Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
And the reason why I'm not going to bother turning out the lights because you really should not be sitting in the dark with an ultra short throw. Honestly, should not be sitting in the dark. If majority of your videos are all being done in the dark and ultra short throw, that is a complete fail. Projectors are designed to be set-top TV projection screens. That's what they're designed for. That's why when they advertise them, they don't advertise them in a movie theater setting. Now, unfortunately, I have to set mine in a movie theater setting because my room's only but so big. Oh, great. What are you doing, man? Seriously? Opening something over there. But anyway, as I said before, it's he's cool. He's over probably calling him a hairball. Guy he's out licking the rug for 5 minutes. But anyway, so like I said, that these projectors, these ultra short throw projector setups like this, they're set up for a living room or a lounge kind of environment. That's what they're designed for. You know what I mean? So, you know, you got a screen you can put right on top of the screen. You have to have a lot of wires and cables, some of them are Bluetooth and all the other good stuff that comes with it. It makes it easy for you to have that TV-like experience in your home with a projection screen. So if you're watching all these demonstrations in the dark, then what's the point of you having that particular projector? That's the reason why they made them that way. The short throw distance is short, so that way you don't have to worry about the image basically burning away before it makes contact with the screen, which means it's just closer to the wall. It gives you a nice bigger image, it gives you a nice sharper, brighter image, and you're supposed to use it in a fully lit environment. That's what those will be designed for, like a TV set. But when I watch demonstrations, or demonstrations I've seen with other companies, they're having like an ambient light controlled environment. There's still light in the environment, but with some of the demonstrations I've seen, always in the dark. And even if it's certified or non-certified, keep in mind that they still will pick out certain select videos that will make the product look good. Like I said before, colorful demonstrations on any one of these screens, whether being certified or non-certified, will display the screens in fully lit environments with a lot of colors. And when it comes to contrast, they will stick to it in the dark. Both of them do the exact same thing because they know for one thing, the screens are not going to be to pick up on that level. But anytime you see a ultra short throw setup, you notice it's never set in a movie theater setting. It's always set in a family room somewhere where everybody's sitting around and looking at the screen and wow, you know, you don't have to have the dark environment anymore. You have to have the projector thrown all the way in the back. That's no advertisement for them. But people are saying, well, Ken, you got one in yours. Well, I don't have choice in here. Look at the size of my room. Boom, boom, boom. The only thing I can put in here is short throw or ultra short throw. That's the only choices I have in this section right here. Over here, I can put ultra short throw in there if I want, but I chose long throw in that room right there. So, you know, like I said, but that's what they're designed for. And if anyone's advertised one of those projectors and all their demonstrations are done in the dark constantly all the time, that's not a good sign right there. That means the screen is having some issues because there's nothing wrong with that projector at all, period. Not a thing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with this projector that was discontinued in 2014. Nothing wrong with it. It's working perfectly fine. Let's do a slow color change out. Now the Vivid Storm is looking pretty good. I'm gonna give him that one. Vivid Storm is actually looking a lot better than the Elite screens. Look at the color on the Vivid Storm. That's the Vivid Storm right there. That's quite impressive. I'll give him that. That is impressive. On our black screens, that'd be taken apart. But on this right here, is actually doing really good. It's doing really good compared to the ceiling and light projection screens over here by Elite. But keep in mind, Vivid Storm screens still are going to be expensive. The screens are running you, like I said, I was trying to get a floor rising projection screen from them. They wanted $2,700 just for the 100 inch. I was like, ugh, ain't going to happen. I'm not spending that kind of money for a screen. So this screens will not, you would not be to go to Vivistorm and get a screen from them for 120, what is that, 120 inch for at least under $200. It's not going to happen. You're going to pay some money for that. Maybe 5, 6, 7 at the most. Depending on the caliber of screen, what they're going to be using, if it's fixed frame, motorized, or fluorizing. But they're doing a heck of a lot better than the whatchamacallit, than I'm sorry, elite screens. The elite screens. But let's check this out first. Let's go check on the side. Let's go turn to the side and see what happens. All right, so this is very important because one of the things people have about working with ultra short throws is the fact that some of the screens will turn dark. That's why I have to say ultra short throw compatible. Look at the level here. I was picking up on that one, and I was picking up this one. What model number is this one? Okay, so that's 3. This is their ceiling light projection. The third one, the third edition they have right here. That's the second. The second's actually looking better than the third one. I say so myself. It does. Look at that. That's the newer one right there. That's the 3. Ceiling light projection 3. That's ceiling light projection 2. That's the Vivistorm. But all in all, at the end of the day, our technology on this projector costs less than all of these screens with no problem. And like I said, when you buy this screen, you're going to pay 100 inch. 100 inch screen for this is going to cost way more than what our technology is going to cost here. And if you wanted 120, it's going to cost you even more. These screens do it for 130. All right, so got a little bit more to go. So the past colors look good on the Vivistorm. I give it that right there. Let's go push over to some green levels. There's some purple in there, a pink or fuchsia, whatever that is. So it's holding this weight. But the true test is going to be that contrast level. Starfield screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's see what happens. I hate that when you see what happens and a commercial pops up. And it can't touch the technology. Because of that shifting technology we embedded into it. It's picking up a heavier black level. Contrast level is good on it, don't get me wrong, it's good, but it's not going to touch the screen. And as for these, they're not picking up at all that well. LG Beta Fish.
Getting that from YouTube.
And this is ceiling light projection, which means any light that comes from the ceiling that comes down the screen is supposed to be able to reflect that light. But even if you're reflecting light at the end of the day, if you can't pick up contrast or color, that pretty much defeats the whole purpose of it all. And most impressive, it's doing much better than the two elite screens that are actually the high-end screens up here. Sony Panasonic. In the world, I just say cancel.
Getting that from YouTube.
I have no idea what it's going to bring up because that's the weird thing I just asked for just now. Sony demonstration, 4K.
Getting that from YouTube.
Yeah, so you can see the contrast level, it's not going to pick up, the Vivistorm is good. The contrast level, it's not going to pick up as dark as our screen. Our screen picks up a higher contrast level. As for the colors are actually pretty good. But like I said, our technology is cheaper than the Vivistorm, way cheaper than the Vivistorm. A Vivistorm, like I said, at 100 inch or 120 inch is going to cost you a lot of money. We can look that up today when we go upstairs. I'm gonna check that on the YouTube. Check that out on Amazon. Fact check that before we go any farther with that. But I'm pretty sure it's more expensive than what we're selling our products for. Let's do some color. 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
We're a little bit over our time, but we need this in here. We have to have this in here. There's something we have to have in here. I have to see if we can see the whole screen. There we go. So like I said, with our technology being at, I think it's 200, no, it's 190, 197, 198 for 1 quart. That paints the screen size up to 100 inch to 130 inch. It's an amazing deal. An amazing deal. Consider the fact that these screens out here in the market are going to cost you way more than that. Are you crazy kitty? What's the dealio with the dealio? What is the dealio with the dealio, kitty? All in your dealio. All up in your dealio. Yep. Sure looks amazing, doesn't it? Ha ha ha. New technology from God. All right, so I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. I'd like to thank you all for your time. I'm Ken from Crystal Edge Technology Screens. Oh, wait, before we start, let's do some white levels real quick. Well, we got white levels right there, but let's do something else. Let's do a LG snowboarding demonstration. So we can cover everything. All right, you're gonna watch that while I change some things in the house real quick. This along, please. Say cat, but you doing something crazy. Oh, that screen fell off. Which one fell off? There we go. bit. There we go. Now keep in mind, even though the Vivistorm is doing quite well, Vivistorm's ultra short throws are not long throw compatible, so you'll have to use it on an ultra short throw only projector, where our technology is both ultra short throw and long throw. Fully weatherproof and all the other good stuff. All right. Ready quick, let's do one more. J and K 4K demonstration.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's go over to this one right here.
Make this the
Must have something to eat today.
to tell good times by the ton and never eat by the boatload. With the only truck brand of the Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 years in a row. Make this the summer brand.
I want to do this one on the beautiful women. I don't know why you said that. It came out of that completely. There we go. Hey, hey, hey! All right, you gotta sit down, buddy. You're slamming in stuff now. Next thing you need to do is fly through and hit one of these projectors. He's been doing too much. Come on. Got all this twist. Your section over there. Stay in your section. Come on. Tell you one thing, this store is pretty good, but like I said, this is an ultra short throw sample. As I said before, you can't use it on a long throw, and you can't take them outside. So like I said, that's the bonus points of the technology we have. You can take them outside. They're ultra short throw compatible. And like I said, long throw, short throw, the screen looks amazing. Let me get this one settled down because he's going into rampage mode. So at least we got all this done in one hit, which is good because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get both the long throw and ultra short throw demonstrations done. Because like I said, we need this because, like I said, even though, like I said, it's going to work the same way as the silver technology, we're still going to have people asking questions like, well, what about ultra short throw? And we can show you the demonstrations. Now we have an ultra short throw. All right, I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you all for your time. I have to go, and God bless. Yeah, my videos, they are a little weird because I have my cat running back and forth. And I'm really comfortable when I do my demonstrations, it's technology works like a dream. And I'm glad that we're blessed to be able to have such wonderful things from our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ that blesses us every day to be able to have such amazing technology. We're going to be working on some other things too also today, but we'll show them off later on. All right, thank you all for your time. Have to go, and God bless.